in trouble. Ha ha. Well, not Mickey, but ABC News is. And for those who don't know, ABC News is owned by Disney. And they kind of might have made a sort of whoopsie. An oopsie poopsie, all right? They did the crap yourself dance, all right? First you take a dump in your pants, then you do the shite your pants dance. Round and round you will prance when you do the crap yourself pants dance. I did not make that song. It's from a movie. It's from a movie said by a character, but it's pretty funny. All right, so there you go. There you go. But let's go ahead and play this video and find out what exactly ABC News did to make such an oopsie. Because he did make an oopsie here, folks.
ABC News and George Stephanopoulos have reached a settlement with President-elect Trump in his defamation lawsuit. The network agrees to pay $15 million as a charitable contribution to Trump's presidential library. ABC and Stephanopoulos will also issue statements of regret as an editor's note to the March 2024 article and television segment that prompted Trump to file the lawsuit earlier this year. Trump sued Stephanopoulos after he asserted in an interview that Trump was found, quote, liable for rape in a civil case, despite the fact that a jury actually determined Trump was liable for, quote, sexual abuse, which has a distinct definition under New York law. ABC.
Oh, but that's not it. Hold on. There's more.
ABC News and their top anchor reaching a settlement now with President-elect Trump in his defamation suit. The news network will have to pay $15 million to Trump and an additional $1 million for Trump's legal fees. Both ABC and George Stephanopoulos also ordered to issue statements of regret as part of the deal.
Yeah, so that happened. So what exactly caused this? Because we're going to be reading an article here because MSNBC might also be stepping in it too in a big way, in a big sloppy way. So I want to pull up this article here, all right? And we did talk about this. And in fact, I will be posting the original link to that video once this video is open and available for all of you to see, of our coverage of George Stephanopoulos having this conversation where he more or less causes a big stinky mess.
I still get judged for it today.
I'm asking you a very simple question.
And I answered it. You're shaming me for my political choices.
I'm asking you a question about why you endorse someone who's been found liable for rape.
Now, again, assault. Again, I got to be careful. SA, okay? There you go. Hopefully that flies under the guidelines, but there you go. But again, two different things altogether in New York state law.
It's not a criminal court. This was a civil court. It was a civil court. And by the way, she joked about the judgment and what she was going to do with all that money. And I find that offensive.
I'm asking.
Yes. And we even covered that segment there too. You know, it was on Rachel Maddow's show of all places, talking about going shopping. What? Now listen, this is a very serious thing, and no one should be assaulted or harassed or hurt in any which way or form. No one should be abusing or hurting somebody else, okay? But the thing is, you know, I think a lot of people can raise an eyebrow and say, my goodness, you're talking about shopping when, you know, how about helping out other victims of assault? You know, helping out other people. I mean, that's just, that. I mean, that seems to be like making a comment 101, you know, just don't talk about yourself. If, you know, yeah, you want to talk about helping out others or saying like, well, gee, we don't know. Like, hell, even an I don't know yet would be a far more sufficient answer. Let's go ahead and rewind that here real quick.
And by the way, she joked about the judgment and what she was going to do with all that money. And I find that offensive.
I'm asking you
but
about
as a rape victim who's been shamed for years now because of her rape, you're trying to shame me again by asking me this political question.
You've repeated that again.
I think it's offensive. As a woman, I find it offensive. For my political choices, I've endorsed the man that I believe is best for our country. It's not Joe Biden. And you looked at the dueling rallies yesterday in Georgia. Laken Riley's family was with Donald Trump. They weren't with Joe Biden. The same guy yesterday that apologized for calling her killer an illegal, who wasn't illegal. And here you are trying to shame a rape victim. I find it disgusting.
I mean, you keep saying I'm shaming you.
You are. The question, it is.
How is the question asking you about a presidential candidate who's
You're asking a rape victim.
Now, again, Representative Nancy Mace, you can disagree with her policies and her politics, but she is a victim. Okay, that happened to her. And look, there's many ways to do an interview. I do not support how George was talking to her. Now, I've had a lot of guests on my show that think politically different than me. I've had conservatives and libertarians on my show. That's fine, right? But see, the thing is, you got to there's a thing about treating people with dignity and respect. Those are the key words there, right? And especially when, somebody who's been in the business of news commentary, analysis, or being a pundit for so long, George should have known the difference about what Trump was charged with, because two different things altogether.
And there's no question about that. And you've courageously talked about
because I've been raped. I think that's disgusting.
No, I'm questioning your political choices because you're supporting
shaming me. You're trying
someone who's been found liable for rape. Actually, I'm not trying to.
You are. That's exactly.
You're not answering the question.
I think it's disgusting.
Well, you're welcome to say that, but you have to answer the question. Why are you supporting someone who's been found liable for rape?
Again, George screwed that up. That's Georgie, not me. That's Georgie boy. Okay. Somebody should have ran up and said, "Hey, George, you got to do a retraction statement right now." There you go. But Lucy Bell writes, "Too bad Tara Reid can't get paid like that. Seems like only predators get consideration." Yes, that is very true. The Jack Acid says she is right. He is disgusting. There you go. Let's see. And there you go. And what else we got here? There you go. Hold on. Wait, I want to see what else we want to do. Fletch Diggs. Be nice. Get up and go see the White House counselor. Tell her what you said. Let's see. Hold on. What else we got here? And Torwin says they had to change the law on statute of limitations to go after Trump for that BS charge. Absolutely. Same could be asked about Biden. Which again, people are not talking about. People should. There you go. People should be talking about it.
I just answered your question.
What is the answer?
He was not found guilty in a criminal court of law. It was sexual abuse. It wasn't actually rape, by the way. And E. Jean Carroll joked about all the money she's going to get and made a mockery out of this case. And I think that's offensive. There's a reason why women don't come forward. And when you have someone who says that they're raped and they make a mockery out of this civil court judgment, it's offensive to other women. It makes it harder for other women to come forward when another woman has made a mockery of it.
You said women don't come forward because they are afraid. They are afraid because
they're
they're defamed
and shamed
by those
like you're trying to shame me this morning.
They are afraid to come forward, as you said, because they are defamed by those who commit the rape. That's what Donald Trump has been found guilty of doing.
He defended himself over that and denies that it ever happened, but he was not found guilty in a criminal court of law.
Now, here's the thing. I think right now, there's still a lot of Trump anger and Trump derangement syndrome going on because MSNBC, listen, I'd be careful what you're saying right now because Comcast is looking to let you go.
I would just say, this feels like it has a real chilling effect. Shout out to the standards department. Okay, standards is always making sure that we are keeping the bar high and substantive and accurate. But what George Stephanopoulos said in that interview, it seems to hold up with what the judge said after the fact. And now his news organization and himself, George Stephanopoulos himself, is paying $1 million of his own money to the lawyers, and ABC $15 million. It's insane. I would just say, this feels like it has a real chilling effect.
Now, the thing is, wait, I want to pull up more because there's an article here. George Stephanopoulos' comment that led ABC News to $50 million lawsuit settlement with Trump seems to hold up. MSNBC host says so. And MSNBC host said ABC News anchor George Stephanopoulos comments that led President-elect Donald Trump to file a defamation lawsuit against the Disney-owned network seems to hold up, despite the fact that the company agreed to pay $15 million to settle the claim. Simone Sanders Town said, host of Sunday's The Weekend talk show on Comcast left-leaning cable channel, please, it's not left-leaning, said ABC News paying the settlement feels like a chilling effect. Well, they got it wrong. as did ABC. I mean, where was the standards department at? I mean, come on. Sanderstown said a former spokesperson for the Biden White House, I think she was part of Kamala's team, by the way, said that during the broadcast that what Stephanopoulos said about Trump being liable for the R word, got to be careful, seems to hold up with what the judge said after the fact. She noted that Stephanopoulos is paying $1 million of his own money to Trump's attorney, Alejandro Brito, while ABC News is paying $15 million. It's insane. The Post has sought comment from ABC News, MSNBC, and the Trump transition team. ABC News on Saturday agreed to pay $15 million toward Trump's presidential library to settle a defamation lawsuit over anchor Stephanopoulos' inaccurate on-air assertion that the president-elect had been found civilly liable for, again, assaulting a writer, E. Jean Carroll. Okay, so there you go. As part of the settlement made public Saturday, ABC News posted an editor's note to its website expressing regret over Stephanopoulos' statements during the March 10th segment on his This Week program. So there you go. We are pleased that parties have reached an agreement to dismiss the lawsuit on the terms in the court filing. The settlement agreed was signed Friday. The same day, a Florida federal judge ordered Trump and Stephanopoulos to sit for separate depositions in the case next week. The settlement means that sworn testimony is no longer required. Okay, so the agreement bore Trump's bold, distinctive signature and electronic signature with initials GRS in a space for Stephanopoulos' name. Deborah O'Connell, president of ABC News Group and Disney Entertainment Networks, also signed the agreement. ABC News must transfer the $15 million for Trump's library to an escrow account that's being managed by Brito's law firm within 10 days, according to the agreement. The network must also pay Brito's legal fees within 10 days. So there you go. So it's ABC News has made an oopsie, and Disney and everyone else has to pay the price. You know, something tells me that a lot of the corporate media outlets are going to be right now shaking their pants, running around in full-blown panic because of the situation that they are dealing with. Now, corporate media, theoretically, with all of its money and resources, should have known better. And this is the problem when you have Trump derangement syndrome. It takes advantage of your ability to think critically. But see, the thing is, corporate media doesn't think critically. It just likes to hop on people's fears. You know, there's a lot to be said about Donald Trump, okay? But what I don't like is everyone making him out to be the end-all, be-all villain. He's not. He's human just like the rest of us. I know, controversial statement here to make, but everyone's human, okay? But see, we have real bad guys still in power, okay? We have politicians who for decades on end enriched themselves, did corrupt things, or also hurt people. Have they ever faced any consequence for their actions? No, they haven't. I mean, come on. Chris Rock making his monologue statement on SNL on the 14th seems to have triggered a lot of people, but everybody needs to calm the F down for a minute. Because what Chris Rock said wasn't controversial, especially about presidents in the past where they had, you know, pregnant slaves. I mean, come on, that is a thing that happened. You know, we also have other politicians and people way back in the day in the foundations of this republic that did bad things too. I mean, this is nothing new. But as a news agency, ABC News should have theoretically known better and should have done everything they could to reverse that decision right away. This is the problem with our media landscape and why we need independent media. So, oh, wait, and hold on. Barnes Homestead says, Disney already trying to figure out the new Trump display in its Hall of Presidents exhibit. Whether you like it or not, here's the truth of it. Donald Trump is president, and his name is now immortal in American history. Nothing that the Vote Blue, no matter who, or corporate media can do can terminate it or delete it from existence. It is here to remain forever.